About me, what are you doing on this page? What do you want to know about me for? Well, since you've come this far, I suppose I better tell you a little bit about myself. I live in Australia, for those of you that couldn't tell from the accent, on the central coast of New South Wales for the moment. And for those of you that know anything about Australia, soon I'm looking to move up to Coffs Harbour. I have a beautiful, lovely wife that I love very much, and two beautiful children. Most of the time they're pretty beautiful. I'm sure the parents amongst you could appreciate what I mean by that. And I'm lucky enough that I get to work from home, as I'm sure most of you know from now. So I get to spend plenty of time with my beautiful wife and my lovely children, so I'm pretty happy about that. In terms of my work history, I pretty much came out of school and went straight to uni, studying electrical engineering of all things. So I went through, got my uni degree, and came out and got a job in IT, which was pretty popular at the time. So I was working in IT for a couple of years and decided to go travelling over in Europe and the UK. Now, due to visa restrictions over there, I couldn't work in IT, so I pretty much got whatever job I could get, and at the time that was selling credit cards in the front of a supermarket. Not the most glamorous job, I'll grant you, but I was travelling, and that's what you do when you're travelling, you take what you can. So I was overseas for a couple of years selling credit cards at the front of a supermarket. So anyway, I was pretty good at what I did, so I worked my way into a management role, and then it was time to come home. So I came home. I did enjoy sales more than I enjoyed IT. Neither of them really I was passionate about, so it was kind of the lesser of two evils. So I stayed in the sales and sales management field, and I worked my way into a reasonable role at a reasonable wage. So all things I was going okay by most people's standards, but like I said, I wasn't really passionate about what I did. I didn't enjoy it that much, but the main problem came where I wasn't getting home till after 7 o'clock each night, which was not particularly late. You know, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. I'm sure a lot of people get home a lot later than that. But at the time I had just the one child, my boy Jack, and he was, I don't know, young, one or whatever he was, and his bedtime was about 7 o'clock at the time. Now, occasionally my wife would try keep him up so that I'd get to see him, but half the time he was so grumpy by the time I got home, it really wasn't worth it. So what that meant is that I saw him on weekends and maybe one night a week, if I was lucky to get him in a good mood. So just to top things off, I'm sure you know what it's like. I just couldn't seem to get ahead. Just when I planned everything out and I'm just starting to get ahead, it was someone's birthday, or the rego was due on the car, or you're just getting on top of all that stuff and you think you're all ahead, you know there's no bills coming up, and next thing you know someone needs a root canal, or you know you need some dental work or something like that, and you're back to struggle street. And even though I was earning a reasonable wage, I just could not get ahead financially. So at this point I started looking for something else, something that I could do from home that I could really bring in some money with. I tried loads and loads of businesses. Some of them just didn't suit me. Some of them either I was no good at or the system was no good, and some of them were just out and out scams, people out to try and take your money. So I'm sure you know where this is heading. If you keep looking for something long enough, you're bound to find it, and I did. And for me, that was sports arbitrage. That's what I found. This really met all of my criteria. First of all, it was consistent. It was something that I could consistently bring money in and not have to rely on making sales or anything like that. It was a good stable income for my family. And it was profitable without taking up too much of my time, which was great. Yeah, there was a learning curve involved, but I could see light at the end of the tunnel, so I could still spend plenty of time with my family. And I guess really importantly for me also, I found it quite fun. I really quite enjoyed it. Since then, I've gone on to develop quite a few other businesses that I also work in right now. But without arbitrage, without sports arbitrage, I really wouldn't have had the time to develop those businesses, and I don't think I would be anywhere. So that sports arbitrage was really my launching pad to go on and do bigger, better things for me personally. So I'm sure now I'm as busy as I ever was when I was working for other people, But the difference is that it's all on my terms. I do it when I feel like it. You know, I can play with the kids while they're awake and go to work while they're asleep. So yeah, it's really great. I really enjoy it. I do work hard. There's a lot of things I've got going on, but like I said, it's on my terms this time, and I get paid an awful lot better than I was when I was working for somebody else making their money. So other than that, I really enjoy swimming, playing sport, and I've really got an interest in anything money, business or real estate or anything like that. That's what really floats my boat personally. The other thing that I'm really passionate about is making the world a better place. I'm a big believer that we need to leave this earth, this planet, a better place than what we found it for our children, or at very least, you know, in the same state. And the way we're going, that's really not happening. So really big passion of mine to leave the world a better place. And I'd really encourage you or anyone, if you do find success in sports arbitrage or anything else that you do, just remember to give a little bit back. I think that's great. I mean, obviously that's up to you. I've got a link at the bottom of this page to a couple of my favourite charities, if you're after inspiration for any. So that's about it about me, and I hope to find out more about you one day.